Today's episode of Dungeon Crawlers Radio is brought to you by Gamers Inn, your one-stop location for all your gaming needs. Located in Lehigh City, Utah, their fun and friendly staff will be more than happy to answer any of your gaming needs. Just remember, Gamers Inn, it's where adventures begin.
It's time to power up.
Autobots, roll out! Broadcasting live from the DCR studio.
Oh yeah!
The Geek Revolution starts here.
Excellent!
Get ready for the #1 hit geek radio show out there.
Well, it is impressive, isn't it?
Because it's time for Dungeon Crawlers Radio.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Alright, everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Crawlers Radio.
I'm back.
Where
I'm here.
we're squishing ducks.
With you guys, squishing ducks.
They still can't hear that.
Ducks.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the new rebooted Ducktales. We've talked about it before, but now we've seen it. Some people are excited, some people are not, some people are in the middle, and other people are making noises.
I will admit, I cannot understand Donald even to this day.
I
know,
understand
he's
Donald
very
more
difficult.
in this cartoon than any other cartoon ever.
Oh, his first cartoons were very difficult.
Yeah.
I swear, I
Donald
understood
is
more
very
of those.
clear, even though he's got the Donald sound. He is very, very
Wow,
clear.
I had
and
more
probably
trouble in
well
this one than
spoken.
I had as a kid. Maybe it's just because I used my imagination. And it's
I feel like
ah.
this one's more difficult than many other Donalds that I've heard before. But I believe the first Donald cartoons were the worst
Yeah.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as trying to understand him.
Well, they were supposed to be that way.
But he's difficult in this cartoon as well. But I like how he actually does have a part, and he
Yeah, he's actually
he's
present.
in it.
Yes.
He's there.
Yeah, because I always wondered watching it as a kid, where's Donald? What's he up to? He was like the deadbeat duck.
Well, he's
That'd
an
be
uncle.
He's in the Navy, dude.
Yeah. So that was actually in the first one. He actually was in the Navy, and that's why the boys went to live with Uncle
See,
Scrooge.
again, another thing I never really understood.
Yeah.
I knew he wore a suit. I didn't really put two and two together that it was a
Yeah.
Navy suit.
Yeah, and
But I
so
guess it also makes sense with him being a duck why he'd be on the water.
See, and I thought he was just a sailor originally. And then I realized later on, oh, he's in the Navy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
commendable. But I thought he was just a sailor that just was not present.
yeah.
And I thought Huey, Dewey, and Louie, even though they called him Uncle Donald, I thought it was because he was so absent.
Yeah.
So I
no,
thought he
he
was
really
their dad.
was their uncle. And so that's one thing I will admit I like is that they have incorporated Donald more, and they've shown the boy's mom.
See, that was the thing that got me really
Crazy.
excited. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, something new, finally.
Yeah. So we're actually going to see something about. We've always seen Huey, Dewey, and Louie. We've never seen parents or anything. They're always with Uncle Donald or Uncle Scrooge.
They're
and-
orphans as far as
It's
what
like-
I can tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's as
Well,
far
it
as
is
What
the
the heck?
Disney trope.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
it is.
Well, they actually could be because
So-
just because they've revealed that. Oh, look, they do have a mom. We don't know if she's.
Well, they
actually
would have
alive.
had a
Well, she
mom in order for
I would
them.
assume more
Have
than
parents.
I would assume more than likely they are orphans. That's why they're living with Uncle Donald because she died.
Did Walt have parents growing up?
Actually,
Yes.
there's a very sad story about why moms are not in the Disney movies.
Oh, so okay, there is something behind this.
It's, and I'd have to look it up again. It's
Oh, okay.
because I believe, so Walt bought his parents a house, and then his mom and dad were hospitalized because of carbon monoxide poisoning, and his mom actually died from it.
Oh, no.
From the house he bought from them. That was my understanding. I don't know if that's true or not, but
And so
Disney
that's
fans-
just kind of
Certainly tragic.
integrated into Disney.
yeah,
and
because if you look it up, it's
Because of the
around
guilt
this.
that he killed his own mother.
Yeah, I think it was around the same time Bambi came out or
so
something.
he killed off all the parents.
Is this why
moms.
Bambi has no mom?
Well, it's
That's not funny,
Yeah.
Baron. Why are we laughing?
However, it was the dad that
terrible.
died in Lion King, not the mom.
And Sleeping Beauty had both of her parents,
Yeah,
even though she wasn't raised by them.
yeah.
Well, I think it's more
I
just
know.
showing,
There
kids,
is.
look, there's going to be trouble in your life, and it's something they can kind of relate with later on.
Yeah, I
when they
I
go
think
through
it's-
hard times, because
yeah.
everybody will go through hard times.
I never
Yes.
thought of it that way, but I think it definitely reinforces the happy ending if you start out with a very not so happy beginning.
So where's Batman's happy ending?
Batman's not Disney yet.
Batman's happy
Yet.
endings in the Batcave.
Yet.
Yet.
Batman's happy ending is probably everybody leaves him alone and he crawls into a deep dark cave and never comes out.
All right. Anyways,
Going back to the tale.
so DuckTales, it has some promises. At least for me, there's some quirks and problems that I'm struggling with.
So
Daniel-
I
whatever.
Daniel
finally,
has
after the
doubts.
6th viewing, made it through the entire first episode without falling asleep. Took 6 tries.
Nice.
Maybe it doesn't apply to everybody.
So,
I watched it
so
with my
that's been
daughter.
hard.
We both loved it.
I loved it. First time, second time, loved it both times.
Scott.
Weebly.
Woo-woo.
Scott.
Weebly, I
Scott.
can't stand her voice.
Scott.
What?
Scott.
What?
What?
I can fly.
Sorry, everybody
I'm a
should
pilot.
know. Varen is my launch pad.
Yeah.
Ever since we were in high school, he's been my launch pad. So
So
how long has Launchpad been a pilot?
So apparently you've gotten in a lot of car accidents with Scott in the car.
Aaron, can you help me put a cement pad down? Oh, I took a crash course in cement work once.
Got it. So Weebly, I like the fact that they've changed her character, but the voice
I hated
actress
the original
hates her.
Webley.
I can't stand the voice actress that they've casted
I'm
for
not a
it.
huge
She
fan of Webley.
sounds like someone completely different. And so originally I was like, oh, that's that girl. Whoa, it's not that girl?
Yeah,
Why
because
does
it's
that
the
girl
girl
sound
from
like that
Gravity
girl?
Falls.
Yeah.
It's almost like they did a clone of that kind
Yeah.
of character. At least with the
I
voice
like
actor.
the fact that the boys have different voices
Yeah, instead of the
nice.
same
Oh, yeah.
and they
actor.
have different personalities. I do like that.
Different
You
problems.
could tell they were
Um,
playing off of each other a lot better than the old ones were.
They have a much better dynamic between
Well,
the
it's
old
easier to
ones, they
play
were-
off of another character
yeah,
than
exactly,
yourself.
because the old ones, they kind of had to wait for the delay to switch voices a little bit.
Launchpad, I'm not sold on.
I miss the original voice. I miss the original Scrooge McDuck too, but again, he's passed away. So
You're right, but
And I feel like
I'm
David
okay
Tennant's
with-
doing a
David
good
Tennant's
job.
doing a good job so far. I'm okay with it. The Launchpad they have, I'm not sold. He's not. It just doesn't have
He's
that
not
feel.
as doofusy.
Well, I think
He
they've
does
gone.
have a duplicity sound. He just sounds more adultish.
No,
Yes.
I don't even think it's that. They've
I would
gone
say he's
a-
about 75% there.
but
It's just there's
he's-
something missing.
Instead of being kind of the goofy guy that just happens to get into accidents, they've made him kind of like the dog from Up, where he's just distracted by everything.
Squirrel!
Yeah, I mean, literally, I'm a pilot. As he's not even watching the road. No one drives that way. I'm sorry.
He
Well,
didn't
remember
even
the
drive that-
original
That's how
Launchpad from the original
Launchpad was
DuckTales.
originally, wasn't
he
it?
was kind of the hero before they got Gizmo Duck coming along.
Yeah.
like he was the heroic duck, and when they went out to ducks in space, and they actually went into outer space with the actor. You guys remember that one?
Yeah.
Launchpad was kind of like the hero of that one, even though he was kind of doofusy. He was kind of like that Big Brother / you can rely on me as that hero type.
Yeah.
Like
Even
I'm a
though
doofus,
I crash
but
planes and screw up, I still make sure you live.
my heart is in the right place, and
Yeah.
my heart will save you.
Yeah.
That's the Launchpad that I love.
I don't
See,
feel like
that's
we
what's
have
missing,
that.
maybe, the heart.
the heart.
Yeah,
Well,
I feel
the
like
heart.
we just have a guy that's just screaming for attention. Hey, I can fly, I can fly, I can fly, but I don't feel like he's reliable, which is why Scrooge is yelling, "Another dent! It comes out of your paycheck." You know, it's like
That was impressive, actually.
I can do it better, but
Let's
But
hear
again, this is one episode. Like Launchpad, if I remember right, didn't even show up for a while in the original DuckTales.
Yeah.
Am I mistaken?
I'm going
I-
to be honest, I only saw the reruns.
it's been a while, and
It took a little while
Yeah.
to get his character there too. So maybe, and they still haven't introduced
You're right.
the Screw Loose, Gyro Screw Loose.
yeah,
Right?
He didn't
They
show
haven't-
up till like season 2, though.
And he didn't show up in the pilot either. And
Yeah.
they said that he was going to be there. They said every element from the original DuckTales is going to be there. And we also didn't see the butler. He was not there.
Yeah, well,
We did see Roxanne from Goof Troop. She was there.
Now you
Twice.
pointed out
Yeah.
a cross reference to me that about going to Cape
Suzette. So,
yes.
and that's my question: are these just throwaway references to the past, or are they actually
No.
rebooting
I want
every
Tailspin.
single
no.
series?
So this
Because
is
I would love a Tailspin
And see,
that
and even if they
exists in
didn't
the same
reboot the series,
universe.
I think it'd be really cool if they maybe had guest appearances.
Yes,
They-
I would
because
love to see Baloo.
originally, it bugs me that the DuckTales and Darkwing Duck were not in the same universe. The creators even came out and said that the originals
Yeah.
they had similar characters, but they were not in the same universe, which boggles my mind why they would do that.
Yeah.
And so now that they're actually doing a combined universe that'll
It-
include
yeah.
Darkwing and DuckTales, that's exciting.
No,
to me.
so they have announced that they are rebooting stuff. They're rebooting DuckTales. They have announced they're rebooting Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
They have.
They are.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Really?
we don't know when.
Wait, did you
But
mean
ev-
Darkwing Duck?
Darkwing Duck.
Okay.
Darkwing.
It is all the same universe. They are all connected.
Wow.
They
What
will be
about, have they
connected.
announced Tailspin yet?
It's I can't remember. I'll
Because I
have to
know,
check.
like, Spoonerville they mentioned,
Time to use
and that's
Yeah, look it
Goof
up.
Troop.
Yeah. They have it. The Goof Troop is connected,
But the only one that I know of for sure so far is Darkwing Duck,
and it
which
makes
is
sense. They're all
Cape
Disney
Canaveral.
characters.
Or Saint
We've
Canard.
seen them all in movies and
Yeah.
everything connected. It makes no sense to have them separate. They are all in the same universe. It makes perfect sense, and it creates great opportunity for crossovers and stuff like that.
So
Can you imagine, like, Launchpad with Baloo, like, doing, like, a flying contest, like,
Oh, yeah.
a
That'd be
race between
hilarious.
these two?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
So-
awesome.
well,
I
this
would
is
love
gonna,
to see Launchpad
Let
Baloo
alone
race.
right?
Let alone the Shere Khan we see from Tailspin that
Oh.
is the business mogul going
Ooh,
after
yeah.
Scrooge.
That would be fantastic, and if he
yeah.
I mean, that's even better
teams
than
up with the Scottish duck
than
from
the Scottish
Flint-
thug
yeah,
guy, Flint.
Flintheart
Flint-
McDuck.
I love
Yeah,
Flintheart Glomgold. I
Yeah.
love
Glomgold,
him.
that's
I love
Glomgold.
that character. I love the Beagle Boys.
I didn't love Glomgold in this one. I'm sorry.
I
He was
did-
a little too-
us. We're Flint Glomgold
He was a-
Incorporated.
He
Yeah,
was a
he-
little too on the nose with the villainy.
No, I
Yeah.
think he was perfect though.
Really?
I really do, because that is the one thing I didn't like about the other one, because he was too soft. He is unabashedly saying, I'm screwing Scrooge McDuck and I'm going for it. And not only that, when he comes up with a good idea, I steal it and do it better. I mean,
I did
that's
like
part of
that.
the training video.
True. Yeah.
See, the old Flintheart, he was more of that ominous, quiet, and I know he's not
Yeah.
quiet, but he felt more like his evilness was compressed inside.
Yeah.
This one, he wears it on his chest, well, on his kilt, and I hope there's not a breeze.
I mean, I
Not that
like.
ducks really
Okay,
need a
hey,
breeze,
this
but-
is the other
Donald
thing.
hasn't worn
This is
pants
the
in a
other
long
thing that
time.
really
The towel?
just
The towel in the shower?
where they take his shirt off and he suddenly has to put a towel on his bottom. But when he's not wearing a top, nothing's covering
Hey,
the bottom.
Donald is fully, like, you got full everything in this episode.
I
I'm
know,
just saying.
but that's the thing is, why is he suddenly bashful about what's below the waist when they take his shirt off?
I think that's part of the comedy.
Yeah, it's all comedy on that.
I mean, even Scrooge McDuck, nothing below the waistcoat.
They're permanent pants. If they ever got plucked, then they would see boxers or whitey tighties.
There's
That
some-
has happened.
That has happened? Okay, well, there you go. See?
So there, yeah, but
Plucked right down to the boxers.
I do hope it gets better. I truly do, because again, like we talked about on the SNES thing, nostalgia is really winning out. And
I'm
they're
waiting for
doing
the gummy
they
bears.
are doing a good job. I would love to see gummy bears come back, but there's no way to tie it in because it's set in a different time period.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I want my gummy bears.
So do I.
That would be
Bouncing
difficult to
here
tie
and
in. Like,
everywhere.
the animals, that's more believable. But
I'm not saying they need to tie it in. I'm just saying I
Oh,
want to
okay,
reboot.
yeah.
Want to
So
reboot?
reboot it.
I think it would be fantastic to see all these old cartoons come back.
Well, like, they've rebooted the Ninja Turtles how many times now?
A lot.
A lot.
And
But
they're
the Nickelodeon
enjoyable.
was
Almost
really
as much
good.
as Batman.
And they're
And
enjoyable.
Spider-Man.
Ninja Turtles have more boots than a female cowboy.
They have
Cow
more reboots
girl.
than Spider-Man.
Catwoman.
So
Moving on.
it would be really cool to see this go somewhere. The art style is a little difficult for me, to be honest. But
I
I
love the
look
art
past
style.
it.
But-
I don't love it, but I look past it.
you're
See,
right.
I
I
didn't like
don't
it the
love
first time
it,
I saw it,
but
but I
I
love
can
it now.
I can put up with it. It's not like
It's
Rick and Morty,
tolerable.
which is
Yeah.
horrible, or Adventure Time.
And originally, they were actually going to go back with the original comic book style where they had blue eyes.
Yeah.
Instead of white eyes, it was blue eyes. And they were going back to that style. So I'm really glad they didn't stick with
Yeah.
that. Like, it would have been
Well,
fun.
I think
but
I think
this
it's a
is more
good
clean.
combination of comic book and the old stuff cartoon that we saw.
Yeah, and I love that combination. I feel it's pretty clean.
What is Weebly's grandma's name?
What?
I'm blanking.
Oh, Mrs.
Beakley.
Beakley?
Mrs. Beakley.
Mrs. Beakley, yeah.
Can't stand her.
Don't like her? Or
Hate
is
her.
it the actor?
I hate the way they're portraying her and the voice actor.
See, they're making her kind of like an Alfred type character instead
like that.
of.
Well, not only that, it's
motherly
not
type.
that. She's just this hard, cruel person where in the cartoon she was kind of the lovable grandma,
She
soft
was.
and tender person.
She was everybody's
she doesn't
grandma.
quite seem
Then
as
she would
inviting.
whip out a frying pan and beat the crap out of someone if she had to. This lady...
Yeah, but she would scream while she's doing it, going, oh!
Yeah, she would.
And
she
that's
would.
part of the fun.
But this Beakley is just
Too
cold.
strong?
I think she's too...
Yeah, you're right. She's cold.
Yeah,
she
she's
is.
too.
She is.
She doesn't
cold.
seem like the warm, inviting grandmother who's going to pull
Yeah.
out a freshly baked tray of cookies.
Yeah.
for
Not
the
much
little
is going to
quackeries.
ruffle
No.
her feathers.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
But...
But it's true, though. Like, she should have been way more upset about Abigail lying, but
Oh, yeah.
no.
No,
No, it was
oh.
almost like, well,
You were with
All
the
right.
you were with the only person on the entire planet that you'd be the safest with, Mr. McDuck. Oh well,
I will give you that.
We'll
I
just
will give
sweep
you
this
that.
under
what
the
she
rug,
is saying
and you can
is,
go.
I don't want
and you
this
can go with her.
paycheck to be my last paycheck.
Yeah.
Even though she is this Mrs. Beakley is well within her abilities to find another job.
Oh, yeah.
With the military.
Yeah.
Yes, but
So I want to see how the Beakley boys come out, and see what
Yeah,
they.
because the only real powerful female character in the original was Mrs. Beagle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Was there another strong female character that I'm forgetting?
No,
the only other one I remember-
the one that had magic.
Oh,
And had
oh,
blo-
oh.
Magica.
Magica. Yeah.
I
That's
love
true.
that
Yeah,
duck.
Magica was really strong.
So
And
again,
she was awesome.
I want
Yeah.
to see the villains show up, and I want them to be good, solid villains. I don't want throwaway characters. If they're gonna make a go at this, they really need to make a go out of that is good, entertaining for kids, but also is going to be entertaining for the people that watch the old cartoon.
See, and I feel like they've done a pretty good job of it so far with the first 2 episodes. Like, I feel which
I don't know. I felt the whole garage scene was gimmicky with the ghost and the headless horse. And
Well, that's what the original comic books were like, though. They were very gimmicky. They were like,
what is it you
one-shots.
want? I want the head of Scrooge McDuck. And then
Should've
it's a
been more
statue. It
specific.
should have been more specific. It's like, really? Come on.
Well, that was a joke definitely meant for more of the kids.
Yeah, and
That's
and then the dragon. We got the third gong, and there was this really cool dragon that devours treasure, and I feel like that was just a weak throwaway character.
a little too easy to
Yeah,
defeat.
it was too easy to defeat.
And I
in my
still don't
opinion.
understand the physics
Well, they can always bring it back.
of Scrooge McDuck diving into money and not diving.
Okay.
And not dying.
Beyond that, this is what bugs me the most. We open up with a seagull flying through the sky and lands on a boat and squawks, and yet we have talking ducks and talking dogs. What the heck?
They do
And
talk. They
would
say,
you rather
"Mine,
have a little
mine,
flying
mine,
human
mine,
being
mine."
Okay.
that goes, mine?
if you want a show with a good dynamic
So what is
between
it? Seagulls never evolved
humans
and
slash
ducks and everything
animals
else?
slash humans, you should check out BoJack Horseman, because the way that they interface the like half human animal people with actual humans is just
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like
Well-
you see a scene where the front of people's and then 2 birds, a husband and wife, land on there and on the the telephone wire. It's
No,
Well, look at this though. I mean, that's how it's been from the beginning. Like
I
Goofy
know
and
it
Pluto.
has.
That's
I know.
been from the beginning.
yeah.
That's what
A
baffles
dog
me is too.
with another
Goofy
dog.
is a dog as well. Why can't Pluto talk? I don't know. But
Where's
a
Max's
mutt,
mom?
that's why.
That's where it
She
bugs
died.
me.
We might find out more.
she
Goofy's
died.
purebred.
Max's mom died.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's so
In
Disney
fact-
trope.
In fact, wasn't that the cow? The cow was Max's mom,
No.
right?
No.
No.
It
She-
wasn't Felicity
Clarabelle.
Cow? Thorabelle Cow?
No.
No,
Clarabelle
Clarabelle's-
is Goofy's friend, but she definitely
She,
not.
she has a crush,
Yeah. No.
especially if you watch House of
They have
Mouse.
never come out and said who her Goofy's wife is, but she did pass away. I'm assuming at childbirth, and
Goofy had
she
to
is
raise
dead.
Max.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's not. If that's
know-
not depressing, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
You know what's been a difficult one to find is the first Goofy movie. I feel like
I have
everywhere
that.
I
I
look,
love that movie.
there's
I
the
love that
there's
movie.
the
I have
number
it.
2 a
Oh my
Goofy,
gosh.
Eye to Eye.
but the first one
Power
is
Line.
really,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, I love
Hot
that.
Topic has a Powerline shirt, guys. I want it so
On
bad.
the open road.
Oh yeah,
On the open road.
the perfect cast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or my personal favorite when
The possum
Donald
part.
and Mickey have a
yeah.
Hey,
a cameo.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what we need. We need a Goof
You go-
reboot.
Gorge.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, they mentioned Spoonerville in this episode.
Yeah.
And I really hope that means that we're going to get a Goof Troop reboot.
I would
'cause
love
I
some.
love that
I
show.
would love some rebooted
I think
instructional videos.
This is what I think. If season 1 does really well, we will get the other series.
Well, we already have a season. As soon as that pilot launched, the reaction that they got, they already immediately ordered a season 2, like
right.
the next day.
You're right.
Wow.
So
I didn't know that.
as long as numbers maintain, I think we will get Goof Troop, and we'll get. We already know that they're doing Darkwing Duck. They did announce that.
Mm-hmm.
We will get.
Tailspin was announced too.
Well, yeah, I think Tailspin was announced as well.
Wow.
So I think we will get all those because people are. I mean, that's the thing. The
I hope
nostalgia.
they don't rush into this.
Everyone's
I really hope
going.
that they take their
Man,
time.
I gotta watch this, and then they're saying, "Hey, kids, watch this." I mean, I did the same thing with my kids. It's like, "Hey, let's watch this." We watched it together.
And you know one nice thing about this? Sorry, I'm just going to interject this real quick. After watching the new pilot, I wanted to see if the old one still stood the test of time. And I went back and I watched 3 episodes. And the jokes were a little bit more cheesy. Webley is a little more annoying because she's so helpless.
Yeah.
And so are the twins. Like, the twins are a little bit more helpless, but they're still there. Like, it still stands the test of time. Huh?
The triplets.
Oh, it's triplets, sorry.
Okay, I was
but the
gonna say
brothers,
they're
it still stands the test of time,
Yeah.
and it's still hilarious. And, like, they're definitely different universes, obviously, the old and new, but it's still enjoyable.
Yeah. No, I agree. Which I need to go get more of those. I have Darkwing Duck series, but I need to get DuckTales and that.
I don't have
Darkwing's a
any
little
of
bit more
it.
hard for me. Like, for some reason, it's a
Well, it's because
little
it's
more
darker.
cheesy.
It's darker. It's
I wanted it to be
cheesy.
darker. I wanted to be even darker than
that.
Night.
You know, you got Launchpad. It
I'm
definitely,
so much-
they kind of lost something when they went there.
I have to go back and rewatch Tailspin, see
But
if
it
that's...
is good. Yeah.
'Cause I remember that was funny. Fire at will. Not literally at will, he is my friend. I don't
Yeah. No, what is his name?
I remember it was
The pirate ship
Yeah.
captain.
Louis and
Loved that
Blue were
character.
getting attacked by him, and all of a sudden an arrow goes by and it barely misses Louis. Holmes became a Louis kebab.
Yeah.
As a kid, that was the funniest thing I'd heard.
Well, and the great thing
I need
is
to use the
is
Google, see if I can watch
the
it.
voices.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
awesome.
it was just so much fun.
Shere Khan, so menacing and yet
Whoa,
so
yes, but
professional.
See, that was
Yes.
the thing is when they
Yeah.
came in, I'm like, how are they going to do this with Shere Khan? And they did the perfect thing. He was a businessman. He was the Lex Luthor of Tailspin.
yeah.
Wait, you remember when
he's not-
Tailspin premiered?
Oh yeah,
He's not one that
Okay.
got.
I watched the very first. I watched it.
I don't think I was born yet.
I remember watching it.
no,
coming home from
DuckTales, I was
school.
not born yet.
Yeah, I watched. I'm that old.
See,
I remember
I watched
watching it
them.
for the very first time.
I thought
I'm
Shere
old,
Khan was
but I'm not
perfect the
that
way they
old.
portrayed him because he never really got up and angry and all worked up about stuff. He's always stayed composed like
Yeah.
a businessman, but he was always menacing too. He
Well-
always had that. Oh, don't mess with him.
But that's how we saw him in the Jungle Book cartoon.
Yeah.
He didn't get angry at it. He was menacing. He was evil. You
But
could
he always
tell.
stayed calm.
But
He always stayed cool and
that's
calm.
what was so scary. He was a calm.
Yeah.
villain. And I think that's what's so scary about Lex Luthor, in the comics. In that is Lex Luthor is that calm, menacing villain. But we didn't get that in that Man of Steel. We got the
We
weird,
do
wacky,
not speak
weird.
of that.
I know. That's why I don't think Jesse
was
Eisenberg
spoken
sold
of.
it because he wasn't that calm,
He was terrible.
menacing. And I think
Poor
you
casting.
know, as good as Gene Hackman and Kevin Spacey were, they still didn't go with that calm, menacing Lex Luthor. They tried to make him eccentric and weird.
I just remember Shere Khan when he would get really upset and he'd be wrapping his claws and then he would just
Then he would
slowly drag it through
drag
the
it
wood,
through the
but
wood.
his
I remember
voice would
that.
still be like that. And
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, he's really mad.
Well, yeah, but and see that, and that's the beauty. You didn't see him scream or anything, but you knew his anger level skyrocketed because he went from tapping to these huge furrows in
gouging
it. Yeah,
his desk.
and that was more
I remember
menacing.
being scared.
That was more menacing than if he would have raised his voice.
Yeah.
It was that
most
calm,
definitely.
cool,
Mm-hmm.
collected.
Well, yeah, because that is more scary. In my opinion, that is more scary than anything. If you watch, for me, watching Alfred Hitchcock horror movies are more terrifying than watching Saw. You know, people are getting filleted open, and you're seeing guts and intestines flopping around.
Never seen
Nothing.
any of them.
That's a special
Nothing.
effects
It's
movie.
yeah, but the stuff on Alfred Hitchcock where you don't actually see the death,
Oh, yeah.
you hear the effects, you see, the syrup going down. That is more terrifying to me.
One of the scariest movies I remember watching growing up was The Birds.
Oh yeah,
That was
Literally
I'd go outside and
terrifying. Mm-hmm.
I'd see that big cloud of birds, like sparrows or whatever, starlings coming in, and I'd be like, oh crap, I'm going inside.
yeah.
No, for me
Away
it was
from
Lights
windows.
Out. Lights Out was terrifying. The blind girl that actually has someone break into her
Isn't that
house.
with James Stewart?
Oh my gosh.
That's with James Stewart, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And that was horrifying.
That's
to me.
actually-
That
I
was
have
like-
That's
nothing
on
to
sale
add because
at
horror
Walmart.
movies literally scare me and I cannot watch them.
I just hope, and I'm just throwing this out there real quick. I know this is off topic, but Varen and I are going to go see it tomorrow.
Ooh.
Or is it 2 days away? Anyway.
Yep, we're gonna see it.
And we're really excited, and I really hope they don't go with what new horror movies are doing, with the classic jump scares. I want it to be like that psychological
build up.
Stephen
Okay,
King
so
horror.
from
I want it
what
to grab the edge of my mind.
From what I've heard, so Pennywise, you're not always going to see him in clown mode.
Which is good.
So they're going to go along with the book where he shows up as what the children are fearful of.
But we'll see little puffs, like of orange puffs. Like
We'll see things.
Like on the giant bird,
Yeah.
there's little orange things on its tongue
Yeah.
because they're the puffs from
Yeah.
the clown.
So,
he always
like-
has that. Like some
Yeah,
kind of
so
puff.
there's
always
going
has some
to
sort of
there's
clown
going to be
telltale.
orange
yeah,
detail,
there's going to
yeah.
be things like that. I know this is the first movie is going to be based on the Losers Club as children.
Yeah.
Then they're making a second one, and it's going to be when they're an adult.
Which is difficult because the
And they're
book,
not-
it's all flashback back
Yeah,
and forth
isn't the book, or doesn't it? Yeah, even the original movie, doesn't it start out with them
Yeah,
as adults
Correct.
and flashback?
And that's
to-
probably
as a
what they're
kid?
going to do. They start as adults, flashback, so you get the whole movie.
But do we see the adults?
I
haven't
don't
seen
know. I
any
don't
adults in any of the previews.
I don't know, but that would make sense that they do that. Very
would
beginning,
make sense, but-
flashback, but they may not. I don't know.
So it almost sounds to me like what you're saying is they're basically splitting it up into two movies.
They are splitting it up, which would work.
Yeah.
My
Well, yeah,
concern,
'cause
this is my
we
concern,
used to be on two
is the
VHSs.
Dark Tower, great book series. With the gunslinger and stuff like that. They royally screwed it up.
Great actor.
Great actors. Most Stephen King books fail as movies because they don't translate them well enough. I mean, the Dark Tower, they did it wrong, completely and totally. It was just bad.
It's kind of amazing that the original that was made for TV.
Yeah.
And it
still
did
stood
so
the test of
amazing.
time.
And I attribute a lot of that to Tim Curry, honestly, because
Well,
his portrayal
it was Tim
of Pennywise was
Curry,
so.
and
he's an amazing actor
Yeah.
that I believe is completely.
but beyond
undersold.
that, it was the director and the writers did a fantastic job. with that.
Amazing, everything about that. At least to
I
kids,
really,
was amazing.
really hope they can capture that. But the one thing they lost in that series was they only showed him as the clown and then the weird spider thing. They never really showed him as anything else.
They showed him as a mummy, and I think that they had a werewolf claw.
Yeah,
Yeah, they showed him as the werewolf. They showed him as the mummy.
They didn't.
even
They
though the mummy
showed
didn't
the
show up in the
claw
book.
thing, and
No, because he was in the basement, and you see the werewolf coming after Richie when he was going into the basement. To
Okay, you're right,
the cellar.
you're right, yeah.
But it was only that
I
one
want
scene.
nightmares.
but
Oh, then go watch it.
Everything floats down here, Georgie. Hiya,
but
Georgie.
that's the thing.
Want a balloon?
Well, and that's the other thing. Is the new
Oh, they float,
is
Georgie.
the new
I
guy?
hit
when
you
you're
as
down
easily as
here,
I can hit
you'll
him.
float too.
I mean, that's the thing. Is it going to be the same for us? Because no one can match Tim Curry. I mean, really, they can't.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not-
gonna be hard.
You're right, but
You
here's,
know,
here's the
it's
way
like
I
going
see
to
it,
see a new Star Wars movie. Darth Vader's in it, and it's not James Earl Jones doing the voice.
No, I think
Well,
it's
it's a
more
reboot.
like
It is.
Batman, where you have a different Joker. Now, I have hope because there are several good Jokers. Not
Yeah.
all Jokers are
Yeah.
good Jokers.
That's true. That's true. We're rolling the dice right now. We
Yes,
have no
we
idea
are.
what we're gonna
We
get.
don't know.
We don't know. We could possibly get a fantastic movie. We could possibly get a really bad movie. We could get a mediocre movie. We don't know. I hope it goes beyond my expectations. I really do, but I don't have high expectations because of how badly Dark Tower.
Now, who's playing Pennywise?
I forget his name. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
No, okay, I thought maybe
You
someone
know,
else.
but
Sorry,
this-
we're way off topic.
no.
I guess it's reboot. This is the reboot.
Really
show.
is reboot.
True.
So
it is a reboot show.
this goes along with Ducktales. We have a fantastic opening. We have something to measure up to. They have a high mark because the last series was great.
And it looks
And
like they're hitting it
and
so
if they
far.
can hit it, everyone's going to buy in. It's going to be awesome.
And the problem.
I'm struggling with it just because I'm not it's not pulling me
I feel
in.
like
See,
most
it's a
franchises
double-edged
have
sword.
given up on your business.
Not true. Not true.
It is a double-edged sword, that of nostalgia, because number one, nostalgia almost guarantees sales and the initial
It does.
excitement.
Yes.
It
but
does.
it's also nearly impossible to match
To
up
match
to that
that.
level.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me,
I
Ninja
agree.
Turtles, the cartoon, was amazing. I'll admit, I bought the San Diego Comic-Con figures, and I love those things. But going back and rewatching the pilot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 80s is horrible. But the nostalgia in my mind, I love it.
I
you're
still,
right, 'cause I
still
remember
watch
going
the
back and
84
watching He-Man.
Transformers. And it's the original. Well, see, the thing with the original He-Man is you got to see the 2002 He-Man, which was so much better. And then when you go back,
That's
you're like,
true.
Oh, the original He-Man's terrible, even without seeing the new
I mean,
He-Man.
I don't own the old original He-Man, but I do own the 2002 run. that
But
they did
without
on
the original,
Cartoon
the
Network.
2002 never would have happened.
True.
And that's the same
But
thing
that
with Turtles.
2002 is awesome.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if
Transformers.
I've seen He-Man.
The Transformers, I have every episode of the original Gen 1. The newer stuff just hasn't lived up to it, so I love the old.
Hold
Gen
on,
1.
going back to olds also, like Real Ghostbusters is the same way.
Yeah.
Like 70% of those episodes are pure gold. Okay, 65% are pure gold, while the other ones are just writers that just didn't care. They just
Well,
wanted a paycheck.
and I think, again, with Transformers, I think that's why it's so struggling. It's because we're all looking for that feeling we had when we were kids watching Transformers, and Michael Bay just isn't giving it to
He's
us.
just blowing too much of it up.
Well, I'm sorry.
He's also blowing up
I'm
a lot
sorry.
of stuff.
When I grew up, Hound wasn't smoking cigars and cursing, and Bumblebee wasn't peeing on people. I'm sorry.
Wasn't Bumblebee originally a
He was a Volkswagen bag.
Yeah.
he was
And
the
he was,
first
and
in
he,
the movie.
and he was kind of, he was the sidekick to Spike. He was
No,
the,
he wasn't.
he was like the
No, he
best
was a
friend, the
Volkswagen. He
big
was a
brother.
junker.
We don't have that. So yeah, what?
Let's see.
No.
No. I feel like we're establishing
Okay.
a trend
We are
of
almost-
reboots here.
Yeah.
So I just want
The
to.
trend of the reboot is.
Do you
it
think it'll
doesn't do
catch
very
on to
well.
Warner Brothers? Do you think we'll ever get any Warner Brothers rebooted cartoons like Animaniacs? How
We're the
awesome would it be to reboot
Actually,
Animaniacs?
they have
There
announced
were
they
rumors
are.
about that. Is that official
They're-
or is that a
they're-
rumor?
They're-
Do
So
I
the
get
trend
Pinky in
has
the
caught
brain?
on.
Because
Did I-
one is a genius, the other's
Okay.
insane.
Did I just read minds of the Warner Brothers executives when I thought they
we're
should
out
be
of time.
doing
We'll have
this?
to double check. So we'll research that. I think it was. Someone said it was credible, but we'll have to double.
And
but
that's
I'm
the
not
thing
sure.
is that the
Internet
reboots,
is so crazy.
That's the thing. Reboots, they're almost a guaranteed, at least part-time income source, because they play on that nostalgia, but they can't live up always to that nostalgia. Ninja Turtles did a great job with their reboots,
Oh well,
but that's the
I
thing is
remember
that we
watching
don't know what's going to
Ducktales,
happen.
and it was not a nostalgic feel. I remember watching the reboot and thinking, if you're coming to this looking for the old one, you're going to be severely disappointed. But I still like the new portrayal. I like it's a more modernized cartoon, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, it
And
really
it's
is.
but it's got a good feel, and it still has good humor.
I'm still reserving judgment.
Okay,
but I do
so
like
here
it
is a
little
post as of May 30th of 2017. Animaniacs reboot being developed by Steven Spielberg.
bit.
Ooh.
And
Ooh, and it's even got the name on it.
Yeah,
As long as it has Maurice LaMarche and the original cast, I'm
they
sold.
are returning.
Oh
and Pinky
wow!
and the Brain.
Wacko, Yakko, and Dot returning.
Oh, that's awesome.
We need to have them back out of Comic-Con. I mean, we have Wacko, but, you know, Yakko?
So
Yakko Wacko.
again, and then there's another one that says reportedly. So I don't know. That is the thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if this does well. If we start seeing these things pop back up because it's a guaranteed sell. They're gonna get people on board.
It's just like when an old company is bought up by a new company and they leave the name the same because people recognize that. So when they do a reboot,
Well, that's
they've
what-
already got the audience there. They already have a market set up.
Well,
for
Hostess
it.
went away. They went bankrupt. They disappeared. Some other company came in, bought them up,
and they
threw
kept
out
the
the
name.
Twinkies. They kept the name. They kept the brands. They're throwing out. They've got the recipes. They're throwing everything out. They're still selling like hotcakes.
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing's changed.
Well, they're cold, technically.
true.
Like
yeah.
cold cakes.
Oh,
So
a fresh
here's the
Twinkie is
question.
amazing.
Do you think
So are deep fried ones.
Ew. Do you think that we'll see Animaniacs on like primetime TV, or do you think it's going to
No.
go to a streaming service?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
Ooh, that's a good
I
one.
don't know. It depends. It really is going to depend on
because
Warner
Disney
Brothers.
has XD, which is where DuckTales is premiering, which is why I'm probably not going to be able
and
to watch
Warner
it.
Brothers has CW. They also have their own streaming thing.
Is Cartoon Network CW or Cartoon Network? Okay.
Cartoon Network's its own entity. So
Yeah, they're like Hanna-Barbera, aren't they?
Should we do our final reviews of DuckTales?
Yep, let's wrap this up because we're out of time, and I'm Milton.
How many tail feathers do you give it, Scott?
Oh, I give the tail feathers first?
Oh.
Yeah.
Shake your tail
Wow.
feathers.
Between 1 and 5, how many tail feathers
Out of
do you
how
give?
many?
Out of 5 tail feathers.
Out of 5 tail feathers, I give it a full 5. In fact, I give it 10 out of 10 tail feathers. It is not the exact story. It does reboot the characters in a pleasing way. I love the voice talent that they got. Launchpad needs some tweaking, but overall, like, I am happy. I'm really happy with where this is going. I like the new humor. I like the speed, the pacing, the storytelling. I like the possibilities that they've set up. And overall, I'm just excited to be able to keep watching. I'm almost as excited. I'm more excited about this than I was about Avatar when I first started watching it. Now it's their chance to be able to keep up with that excitement.
10 out of 10 feathers.
No,
Even
10
5 out of 5. 10 out of 5. And that's even with Launchpad needing a Twinkie.
Granted, it does have its problems, but I still think that the fun of the story and the script writing overpower those problems.
I say 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. I'm going to give it a full 5 feathers as well. It made me, and I never really realized. Did you know that they're out there? Every day they're out there making DuckTales.
Rewriting history, literally.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
life is like
I
a
guess it's down to
hurricane.
me.
Well, they might solve a mystery.
So
rewrite
5,
history.
a 5, and a 3.5.
Now where are you coming in, Daniel? I know
3.
it's low.
It's a 3.
A 3. That
Yeah.
is actually a lot higher than I expected to
That's
hear
higher
from
than I
you.
was
It's
expecting.
definitely
I was
not a
expecting-
1. It's not a 2. It is good. There's a lot of potential and some good things. It's just not enough to keep my attention yet. And I just think, it was a good pilot, but I don't think it was good enough for me to say I'm fully on board. But that's okay. But yes.
Oh, I also got to we also got to realize that we're not always necessarily their targeted market, because I feel like they're
That's
probably
true.
rebooting this for kids more with just a little, because they're also realizing that cartoons do a lot better when you throw a little bit of adult humor in there on the side, just for an adult, just something little for them to pick up on, something about, I don't know, taxes or mortgage or some adulting sort of decision. It's always kind of fun.
All right. So with that said, we're out of time because we've gone over.
Oh, yeah.
Give us your thoughts, your ideas. What did you think about the DuckTales reboot? And we're out of here.
Off to Spoonerville!
Hey, I'm a pilot.
Are you a fan of Dungeon Crawlers? Then it's time for you to level up your experience. Download our episodes that are released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And not only that, we want to hear from you. We want to know who you want to hear on the show. What author, what celebrity, what game designers you want to hear. Not only that, we also want to hear what you like about the show. So, with that said, please reach out to info@dungeoncrawlersradio.com, email us on Twitter or Facebook, and let us know what you want to hear on this show, because we want it to be as much of your show as it is ours. So, with that said, we're out of here, and we'll catch you next time.